yo, I walk like a ball player. No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. And you can try to change, but that's just the top layer. Man, you was who you was before you got here. Only can judge me, so I'm gone. Either love me or leave me alone.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Tip-off moments away, and State Farm presents the starting lineups. Hey, guys, taking a look at Andre Iguodala. What do we see from him?
Well, Iguodala is just a scary athlete, Kevin. Even among NBA players, he stands out in that regard. Incredibly long, active, fast, quick laterally, and that's why he's so good defensively.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a terrific defender, and with his ball handling ability, he's able to penetrate and finish creatively at the rim, too.
It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Denver Nuggets get ready to battle. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs. Last season, they couldn't get the edge.
Wow! With a two-hand throwdown there, needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. It's stolen by Lawson. Iguodala with it, picked up by Ginobili. Iguodala, no good.
You know, sometimes you see teams that like to get up and down the floor, and they don't really defend very hard. That's what I like about the Nuggets is that they like to run, but they do it out of their defense. They force a lot of turnovers. They play extremely hard, and then they get that up-tempo game going.
He took advantage of that pick, and he did the rest, knocking down the J.
Lawson drives in. Drop steps. That's good. And for a team like Denver, that is exactly what you want to do, as you were talking about, Steve. Pressure on defense, turn the ball over, and then Clark get out and run on offense.
Yeah, that's exactly how they want to play, Kevin. Top 5 in the league in terms of forcing turnovers, and they led the league in points per game. So it wasn't just pace either. I mean, they were second only to the Spurs in field goal percentage. So they turned you over, scored in the open court, and shot a high percentage while doing it.
That's a good combination.
Yep.
3 straight makes to start this game. Looking good.
Iguodala to the paint. Here's Gallinari, and the layup falls. Gallinari's got his first basket of the night.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Ginobili the pass to Parker. It's stolen by Lawson for the finish.
Ridiculous move. Tore it down that time.
Don't do that to him. That was fantastic.
Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Major.
That was amazing. And Ty Lawson, another product of the basketball hotbed, Prince George's County, Maryland. The roll call of NBA players from that area, pretty impressive. Kevin Durant, Michael Beasley, Roy Hibbert, Delonte West, Jeff Green, just to name a few.
Iguodala kicks to McGee. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. And it's Lawson, that time on the assist by McGee. And it's 7 points for Lawson.
Well, you have to play him tough. He's just too good.
Ginobili dishes to Parker. He passes to Jackson. Back to Parker. Blair, the screen. Here's Ginobili. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Ginobili's got his second basket. And Lawson, it seemed, from high school to college in North Carolina, he's always played with a lot of other talented players.
And even with the Nuggets, Kevin, when you think of their depth for a point guard, that's always best because you've got plenty of options to serve up and set up, and you don't always have to try to take over the game yourself. So I think it's a good situation for a guy with Lawson's ability.
6 on the shot clock. Gallinari passes to Iguodala.
Oh, get it! Oh, watch out now. Boy, I tell you what, the D was way too soft right there, like Jell-O. You got to do better than that.
Clark, he's not the kind of guy you want to get in the way of.
No, exactly. He's a hard man to stop coming down the lane, but you've got to have good position before the play starts.
And Diao kicks to Splitter. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Pretty significant laps there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups, defensively, you're in huge trouble.
Iguodala gets the bucket.
He's going to take that shot every time if he has that much room to get it off.
Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Kings.
Well, watching that game, Kevin, you couldn't help but think it was going to be their night, as well as everybody on the team was shooting the ball.
No question about it, Steve. I mean, you're not going to lose too many games where you have multiple players getting locked in like they were.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
So a couple of poor possessions now in a row consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, Clark, you start stringing errors back-to-back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. 3 seconds.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
Yeah, a breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get a
free. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
And I thought the key to that first quarter, guys, was the turnovers they faced with that aggressive defense.
Well, the defense, as you said, Steve, has been really aggressive, and it's paid off for them a few times already.
Sometimes teams don't age gracefully, and when your stars start to age, all of a sudden the team goes south. But the Spurs have managed to maintain a very high level of play, even with Ginobili and Duncan getting older.
So with Iguodala sitting on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. We've got Wilson Chandler. Corey Brewer is out there with Andre Miller. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Fareed in at the 4 spot. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Tim Duncan is known for his unflappable demeanor. He's not a trash talker. He lets his play do that for him. He said he uses silence to, quote, destroy people's psyches. He explains, the best mind game you can run on someone is just to keep going at them and at them until they break. Kevin, with the success he's had, you can't argue with the results.
Doris, the Spurs win percentage over the Duncan era, the best of any team in NBA history over a 15-year span. I'd have to agree with you. The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the game. The Spurs have gotten older, as you've said, Steve, but, they've made the most of it. And I think, Clark, that adds to just how smart they are. They're high basketball IQ.
That's something he's capable of every trip down.
And it's just impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds him, guys. I mean, the crowd senses it.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Overall, offensively, it was not pretty for them in that game. Obviously, Clark, I guess when you look at the final score, that's pretty clear.
Yeah, they had to be extremely frustrated by their effort or lack thereof at the offensive end of the floor. It just wasn't there.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Splitter is checked in for Blair. Ginobili comes in for Gary Neal. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patrick Mills. Gets the bucket.
They love to see him aggressive like that when he's on the floor, especially when the defense gives him room. Greg Popovich, guys, has been one of the best coaches in the league at making sure he keeps his starters rested. And at no time was that more important than last year. He did a great job of pacing his team and getting them to that big record. Unbelievable. 3-pointers for both sides in just a matter of seconds.
Now I think it's a matter of them just trying to top each other.
Parker kicks to Diao. Pass to Leonard. The dish to Parker. Parker with another miss.
And guys, you mentioned Coach Pop. Resting his starters. It's also a great way to get experience and instill confidence in some of your reserves. I mean, all of those things can pay dividends once you reach the postseason.
Spurs trail by 13. Leonard dishes to Parker. Up top, Leonard. He feeds it to Splitter. McGee with the block. And they'll keep possession. Shot clock at 2. Parker with another miss. The Nuggets leading by 13. Lawson kicks to Chandler. Back to Lawson. He dishes it to McGee. Now the pass to Gallinari. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Three-pointer. Gets it to go. 15 points for Iguodala.
That's 4 of their last 5 coming from long range. This offense is cooking.
Yeah, it's rolling, really rolling. And defensively, they kept collapsing, Steve, and leaving them open. So now they're in trouble. They're in a real dilemma now.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
And that is good.
Well, the thing about Andre Iguodala is that he's always been one of the best finishers in the NBA. The question is that three-point shot. Can he be more consistent with it? It's just hit or miss, literally, with him. But last year was his best three-point shooting season of his career. So he's started to make some strides in that area.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Splitter. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Crowd not happy at all with that call, Clark.
You know what? I hope these officials, Steve, have thick skin, and I know they do because they're hearing it on that call.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Mozgov, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kenneth Faried comes in for Gallinari. And Jordan Hamilton subbed in for Wilson Chandler. And it's funny going back to Iguodala. I remember hearing analysts say if he gets that outside shot, he's a surefire all-star because he does everything else Clark so well.
And there you go, Kevin. Last season, a first-time all-star, and he did shoot it a little better from the perimeter. Everything seemed to come together for him. Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Green, the pass to Joseph. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Lost his focus. Just a careless play.
Trying to cut this deficit, they've got to play smart.
"17 seconds left in the first half of the game. Iguodala kicks to Lawson. They set the pick. The feed now to Mozgov. Back to Lawson. Lets it go with a three. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And through one half, it hasn't.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And now let's for the grid.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Andre Iguodala has been sensational.
He's just carving up this defense with his ability to cut and get to the hoop.
And some of his finishes at the rim, Steve, wow. I mean, come on. I mean, he's giving his squad just what they needed.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Manu Ginobili, their backcourt. The big man, Dwan Blair and Tim Duncan. And it's Jackson in at the 3 slot.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, Lawson is playing with more and more confidence every time I see him play. A consistent threat in transition, we know, because of his incredible speed. But he's developed that outside game to go along with it.
And we know that speed kills, and his quickness is lethal. I mean, when he's in top gear, it's very difficult to stay in front of him. And despite being only 5'11", the explosiveness and strength allow him to finish strong inside.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, a new-look team in Denver. Less star power to be certain, but they've had success. Coach Carl said they're following the mold of the Spurs, saying of this Nuggets team, it's void of high-maintenance egos and attitudes. He said, when we decided to change the team pretty drastically, we wanted the players to be with us rather than fighting us. You get into a tug of war or a debate situation, and everybody loses. Kevin, he's so right.
Well, Dorsey's definitely happy with this young group of guys. They have a chance to be really good.
You know, last year with the shortened season, I think Denver thought they would have an advantage with the condensed schedule because of all of their youth and their depth. But the injuries really changed everything for George Karl, and they weren't able to take advantage.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. 2 on the clock. Here's Iguodala. But they get it back. McGee dishes to Lawson. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. With this pause in the action, let's show you the teams that have scored the most points in the league last season. The Nuggets, number 1. The Spurs, second.
Yeah, you love when you get these two teams together. Just an absolute shootout because they put up a ton of points last year.
Dishes it to Mills. A three-pointer off the mark. Certainly for Denver, their depth as a team is something they wanted, but the injuries did nag at them, and Clark, they weren't able to take advantage, as you said.
Yeah, Danilo got hurt, among others, and they were never really able to take full advantage of their youth. Still, given the turnover they've gone through the last few years, I think they've come out extremely well.
Jackson up top. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Duncan. Gets it to go.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. Pull-up jumper. Iguodala with the block. Watson the pass to going up. Iguodala left side.
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. How exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. San Antonio calls timeout.
Boy, the Spurs were a force last year, and in part it was because of their play on the road. Veteran teams just seem to know how important road games are, and they were able to get the job done away from home.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Oscar, he's checked in for JaVale McGee, and Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Kenneth Faried.
That just shows you guys, he's always in aggressive mode. He will exploit any opening the defense gives him, and he's always probing, looking for opportunities to attack.
And it's good. Chandler's got his first points in this one. And the older a team is like the Spurs, Steve, the easier it seems to be for them to get wins away from home just because they aren't rattled, it seems like, Clark, by a big crowd away from home.
Well, and the Spurs closed out the season on a tear with their road play, Kevin. They ended with the best road record in the West and the second best in the entire league at 22-11.
Lawson kicks to Iguodala. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. And now it's up to 25 points for Iguodala. Spurs trail by 19. Leonard dishes to Blake. Sinks that one from the post.
Made that one look easy, didn't they?
59 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lawson against Parker. Lawson the pass to Chandler. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got his 6th assist on the night.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here. Just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. You get high quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
Iguodala setting the pick for Lawson. Iguodala kicks to Chandler. Parker with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Leonard. Back to Parker. Kicks to Leonard. Passes it to Duncan. And it's Denver with the rebound. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Leonard with the steal. From midcourt. No good. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke to find out who's in at the Sprite uncontainable game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Nuggets. You'd have had an easier time getting into Fort Knox than scoring on them this game, as their defense has been airtight and allowed them to keep expanding this lead.
Okay, Doris, thanks. That scoring run, guys, was pretty key in this game so far, don't you think?
Yeah, very much so, Kevin. I mean, that was like a runaway train there for a while. No stopping them. That really blew the game open.
Well, you bet it did. I mean, when you've got one team in such terrific offensive rhythm and the other guys on their back feet, tentative, hesitant, it almost always leads to runs like that.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Denver, Andre Miller is up there with Troy Brewer. Then it's Mozgov, then it's Randolph, and it's Chandler in at the three, the small forward. Ginobili attacking, and that one's good.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen. That was a hole punch jam there, Kevin.
Nice finish.
Yeah, you got to love the way he just capped off that strong move.
Denver calls timeout.
Well, Denver has always been such a difficult place to play because of the altitude, because of the fact the Nuggets have been pretty good. Last year, Denver not able to dominate at home, mainly because of injuries. They really had a disjointed season.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. JaVale McGee's checked in for Mozgov. Alinari comes in for Anthony Randolph. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Corey Brewer. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, George Karl had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He was highly animated when he was talking to them, telling them this is going to be a huge win for us. When we close this out, it will go a long way towards showing the rest of the league what we're capable of.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. The Spurs making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Not as dominant, right, Steve, as in the past. Denver was at home, 20-13. That's a good mark at home, but just not perhaps what Nugget fans might be used to. And Clark, you know, that altitude, Steve was just talking about that, always kind of plays a factor with the visiting team coming into the Mile High City. It's
a home court advantage for sure in more ways than one. If you look at the direction of the Nuggets and how they've been able to stay competitive, Kevin, while rebuilding on the fly, I think the Nuggets have to be happy with how they've been playing at home.
Lawson kicks to Iguodala. Back to Lawson for three. That falls. Nice speed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got his third assist on the night. Parker outside. Back to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. Parker outside. He kicks to Duncan. Clock at 6. Here's Ginobili. Second chance shot. And Duncan lays it in.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
Easy shot. Another shot. And he finishes at the rack.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there. Well, one thing you love about Andre Iguodala is his durability. He's missed fewer than 30 games in his entire 8-year career. And one of those guys who takes great care of himself in the offseason, works hard, watches his diet. I think that's been a big factor.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Fareed is checked in. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Blair, a screen on Iguodala. Here's Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. And that's now 17 points for Parker. And Iguodala, you spoke about his attention to diet and training already. A tremendous athlete, just natural.
Yeah, but he's taking it to another level. And that's what the great ones do. They find ways to continue to get better no matter where they are currently. And last season, he dug into those salads, cut down or cut out candy bread and red meat. And a terrific athlete became better.
Feeds it to Lawson. Lawson gets the screen from McGee. And here's Gallinari outside. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got his 7th assist in the game. Lawson's against Parker. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Tony Parker's not a great outside shooter, but he's gotten consistently better over the last few years. He's worked very hard at it, really improving his stroke, his efficiency as a shooter, and it's given him great balance between his inside scoring and everything else that he does for this club.
And they add to this lead, trying to close this game out.
I think it would take a lot of luck and maybe then some. I mean, might be time to pack this thing in.
Spurs trail by 12. Ginobili kicks to Duncan. And it's blocked by McGee.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Fareed, no good. We talked about Tony Parker as an outside shooter, as effective as he's been as a slasher. He hasn't really needed to shoot from outside that often.
Yeah, but as he starts to lose his step, he hasn't yet. I've not seen any indication of it, but it will happen if he continues to play. And he'll have to rely more on that improved jump shot of his. And with his savvy and smart, I don't think it'll be a problem for him to adjust and be effective as he advances in years.
Open shot by Duncan, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And here are the Nuggets now. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Lawson dishes to Fareed, and it's Denver scoring again.
Well, they are not exactly taking their foot off the gas just yet.
No, they want to throw a little bit of whipped cream and some cherry on top of this one.
Parker kicks to Jackson. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
Nice little run here, but it may be too little too late.
Yeah, I agree. Just not enough time, Steve. The clock.
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Look at that.
How about that?
Look at that.
Yeah, this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yeah, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
So what's the...
Your Nuggets, 71. The Spurs,